Hi, so we're back for part 2 of the presentation, scholarship presentation. And so right now we're going to work on the required documents for OSAC and Lane Foundation scholarships. And that includes the personal statements, the activities chart, and the activities essay. And so in your green packet, there are the 4 personal statements that are required documents for the application. And so each of the 4 personal statements are, they're actually quite short. They're 1,000 characters, including spaces. So this is plus or minus 150 words. And so it's actually a lot of information in a very short and concise paragraph. So let's start with the first statement. Explain career aspirations and your educational plan to meet these goals. Underneath here in the purple, these are all teaser questions, and basically these are to source out if you're having trouble with answering the question or it doesn't come naturally. These questions might kind of point or indicate some deeper meaning for you. So go ahead and pause if you need to and read over these if you need help with that. So let's move to the next one. Explain how you've helped your family or made your community a better place to live. So in the first presentation, the first part of the presentation, we went over listing some of your hobbies and your organizations and your activities inside of school and outside of school. And this will also help to write this up. And again, pause and read over the teaser questions. And these will definitely help you if you get stuck thinking about what to write here. So let's move on to the third one. Describe a personal accomplishment and the strengths and skills you use to achieve it. Now, some of these personal statements might be difficult to write about. Some people aren't used to self-reflection, and it might be difficult to think back and go, I don't remember, what have I done, or maybe you don't think of something that you've done in the past. So a lot of times just write 2 or 3 pages and get it out there. Also brainstorming, you can use Post-it notes and go from one idea to the next. When you were a kid, you went to the coast or something and you had an experience, and one thing will lead to another after a while too. When you start reflecting and start remembering things, all of a sudden this whole process will unfold for you and you'll start having more stuff to write about. So just write the pages or do the outline and then come back and cut and edit and make the 150 words or the 1,000 characters with spaces as concise as possible. And of course, we're always available to help. That's the best thing, is to have people reflect, have tons of people read what you've written when you actually start getting some sentences. When you do start writing, I always start writing, and I don't think about punctuation. I don't think about making clear sentences. It's just get the ideas out there. And then come back. Once you have the meat of the stew, then you can come back and kind of clean it up and add the seasonings and the salt and let it simmer and everything. So, and of course, rewrite. I don't know how many. I think when I did my essays, I think I had at least 20 drafts of the essays that I wrote. And sometimes it'll change, so you don't always have to be attached either to one idea. When you're doing your brainstorming, you might have a few different, like a personal accomplishment. You might have a few different personal accomplishments that you're trying to choose from. And it's good to just go with one and see what happens. And then if at some point you're like, I actually really want to write about this other one, just go with it. But keep everything you've worked on in your files and folders so that if you go back, it's always there. So just save everything. So 4, describe a significant change or experience that has occurred in your life, and how did you respond, and what did you learn about yourself? And remember, please pause if you need to read over the teaser questions. And again, this can be a very difficult topic, and if you need help kind of coming up with things or reflecting, we're always here to help and talk about stuff with you. And you really, think about things in your life you want to express your story and who you are, and you want to show people that you're passionate. So, hook them, make them move. If someone reads your essay and, they're kind of like, ask them how could this be, how could this be better? And because you really do want the readers to have a deeper insight of you. And again, we're always here to help as well. So let's move on to the activities chart. The activities chart is actually only required for OSAC, and that's in your Green Scholarship packet. And in the Green Scholarship packet, you have an example activities chart. And what we did in the first presentation was we listed our activities and our hobbies and all that stuff and our paid work history. And you're just going to use that information in the activities chart. There's 3 different categories: school activities, volunteer activities, and paid work history. And so school activities would be like being a student in the TRIO program or in the Women in Transitions program. You can also put things like study groups or taking notes for teachers or students that you might have been in class with. Also scholarship groups. And then for volunteer activities, there's formal volunteering, such as volunteering at St. Vincent de Paul's, and there's also informal, like parenting or doing homework with kids or taking care of a neighbor or reading at church, like if you're a lector, that's volunteering. There's a lot of things people do and they don't think that they volunteer at all. And then when they start writing down all the things that they do throughout their day, they're like, wow, I really do a lot. So also, if you need help kind of with that, with kind of figuring out and hashing out what you do and how to make that read well in your activities chart, again, come in and talk to us and we can help with that. And then C is all your paid work history. So that's pretty straightforward. In the green packet, they give you a sample activities chart to kind of write things in. So make a copy of this and kind of work with it. Now, Lane Foundation has a little different strategy this year. They actually, instead of the activities chart, they have activities essays. So once you do your activities chart, you can take that information and then form 2 different essays. And so let's take a look at this board here. So if you are not applying for the OSAC scholarship, then go ahead and follow the instructions here. List paid work history, hours worked, other activities, and such, so that you can have the information to put into your essay. If you've done the activities chart, then you've done 1 and 2 in this list here. And so in number 3, you want to start writing. And my advice is always to just write and write a lot, and then come back and cut it out, because you'll see the redundancies and you'll see the sentences and the things that you've written that aren't necessary. And then you can always have someone edit it and review it and reflect with you what you've written. And of course that's going to take multiple times. Any essay takes a lot of work. So multiple drafts. And usually the way I like to finish, if I'm delighted to read it and I find myself wanting to read it again, it means it's near done. So, and if you have someone else read it and you're excited for other people to read it, then you're near done. So again, if you have any questions, please come in to talk to us, and good luck. Thanks.